Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. Tonight, tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate as Iran takes a confrontational stance against U.S. naval presence in the Strait of Hormuz. The situation has sparked fears of war, with both sides accusing each other of aggression. In a shocking turn of events, U.S. ships were reportedly fired upon by Iranian forces, leading to a dramatic confrontation between American and Iranian forces. We'll break down the latest developments and explore what this means for global trade and security in our comprehensive news recap. Following a growing naval standoff in the Strait of Hormuz, tensions between Iran and the United States continue to escalate in the region's critical waterway. The situation in the Strait of Hormuz has escalated as the United States and Iran engage in a tense standoff. On Monday, U.S. Navy ships entered the strait, attempting to guide hundreds of stranded commercial vessels through the waterway. The move was seen as an attempt to ease tensions after the early April ceasefire between Iran and its enemies. However, the Iranian military responded by firing warning shots at the U.S. warships, according to multiple sources. This provocative action has raised concerns about a potential escalation in hostilities. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, confirmed that it came under attack for the first time since the ceasefire began in early April. 2 cargo vessels were reportedly ablaze off the UAE coast. The incident highlights the fragile nature of the ceasefire, which was brokered by Saudi Arabia and the United States. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has been a key player in the conflict, and its recent actions suggest that it remains deeply opposed to the U.S. presence in the region. The involvement of the UAE, a key ally of the U.S., further underscores the risks of miscalculation and escalation. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical waterway for global trade, with thousands of vessels passing through every day. The recent tensions have raised concerns about the potential for disruption to this vital supply chain. As the situation continues to unfold, it remains unclear what the long-term implications will be for regional stability and global economic security. Following a contentious exchange with his Iranian counterpart earlier today, President Trump is weighing in on the ongoing tensions in the region. Good evening. I'm your name, and this is your news recap. U.S. President Donald Trump has said that Iran's attacks on oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz have caused little damage. The U.S. Navy says it has been involved in a series of confrontations with Iranian forces, resulting in several losses for Tehran. A senior admiral confirmed that the U.S. had destroyed 6 Iranian boats and shot down missiles and drones fired at American Navy vessels and commercial ships passing through the region. The attacks are believed to have been launched by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. The incidents occurred on June 13th and 14th, when U.S. warships were escorting oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway connecting the Middle East to global markets. The U.S. Navy says it has been working with other countries to secure the security of shipping lanes. The attacks have raised concerns about the potential for conflict between the U.S. and Iran. Diplomatic efforts are underway to de-escalate tensions, but the situation remains volatile. The incident highlights the risks faced by vessels passing through the strait, which is a critical component of global trade. Trump's comments suggest that he does not believe the attacks pose a significant threat to the U.S. or its interests in the region. However, the U.S. military has made it clear that it will take action to protect American forces and shipping. The situation remains fluid, and further developments are expected in the coming days. A tense standoff unfolds in the Strait of Hormuz as the United States and Iran engage in a military confrontation that's been years in the making. We're now heading into a potentially volatile situation in the Middle East. The United States and Iran have exchanged fire in the Strait of Hormuz as tensions between the two nations escalate. The exchange began on Monday morning when President Trump announced an initiative to guide commercial vessels through the strait, aimed at reducing congestion and improving safety. However, this move was met with swift resistance from Iran, which threatened to fire on ships that did not coordinate with its military. According to reports, Iranian forces have been operating in the area for several months, targeting oil tankers and other vessels suspected of smuggling goods. The U.S. has accused Iran of conducting aggressive actions, while Tehran maintains it's simply protecting its sovereignty. The situation matters greatly, as the Strait of Hormuz is a vital shipping lane that transports over 20% of the world's oil. Any disruption to this supply chain could have far-reaching consequences for global markets and economies. We've seen this kind of escalation before, with Iran and the US coming close to all-out war in recent years. This latest exchange has raised concerns among diplomats and analysts that we may be heading towards another confrontation. The international community is watching closely, with many countries urging calm and restraint on both sides. As tensions continue to rise, it's clear that the situation could deteriorate quickly. We'll continue to monitor this developing story and bring you updates as more information becomes available. As tensions escalate in the Middle East, a pivotal moment approaches for the United States as it seeks to open a crucial waterway amidst escalating conflict. The U.S. has begun trying to open the Strait of Hormuz in an effort to allow hundreds of stranded commercial ships to sail out, amidst a fragile 3-week ceasefire between Iran and other countries in the region. The announcement came on Sunday by President Donald Trump, who described it as a humanitarian effort to help neutral and innocent countries affected by the war. The move has been met with resistance from Iran, which has called the U.S. military-aided effort a violation of the ceasefire. In fact, Iranian forces were reportedly attacked for the first time since the early April ceasefire, and 2 cargo vessels were said to be ablaze off the coast of the United Arab Emirates. The U.S. claims that its efforts are aimed at helping commercial ships navigate the strait safely. However, so far, few details have been released by Washington about how this effort will work or what support it will provide to shippers. Many experts are cautious about taking part in Project Freedom due to the risk of Iranian fire and the lack of clear guidance from the U.S. government. Iran's grip on the strait has left hundreds of commercial ships and tens of thousands of sailors stranded, with weeks' worth of essential goods such as oil, gas, fertilizer, and other supplies backlogged. The situation has significant implications for global markets and economies, particularly in Europe. Oil prices rose on Monday due to uncertainty around the strait and the U.S. effort. The Republican president's party is also seen to be facing an economic downturn if this crisis drags on, which could impact its chances in this year's midterm elections. As tensions in the Middle East escalate over the Strait of Hormuz, oil markets are bracing for potential disruptions to global supply chains. Oil prices have edged up due to tensions in the Middle East, particularly around the Strait of Hormuz. The escalation has been linked to recent incidents involving U.S. warships and Iranian naval vessels. The tensions began when 2 oil tankers were sabotaged in the Persian Gulf on June 13th, damaging them. One ship was carrying Saudi Arabian oil, while the other was from the United Arab Emirates. Iran claimed responsibility for the attacks, accusing the UAE of involvement. U.S. President Donald Trump has vowed to take action against Iran's military and its allies in the region. He has also warned that a U.S. naval presence in the Gulf is necessary to protect American interests. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical shipping lanes in the world, with around 20% of global oil supplies passing through it. The region is strategically important due to its proximity to key markets and the Middle East's largest economies. Oil prices have risen by over $1 billion since the incidents, with Brent crude reaching a 7-year high above $70 per barrel. Analysts believe that increased military presence in the Gulf will further disrupt global oil supplies and lead to higher prices. The situation has raised concerns about the stability of the region and the potential for wider conflict. The U.S., European powers, and other nations have been working together to de-escalate tensions and protect shipping interests. And that's all for today's news recap. We hope you found the information helpful in understanding the latest developments from around the world. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for daily updates, breaking news, and in-depth analysis. Stay informed with us as we bring you the latest on global events, politics, and more.